This is Keyholing with Lemon, and today I have one of the great European gunfluencers, Eric, CEO of the Swiss Neutral AF. He posts a ton of cool content on YouTube. Go check him out. It's the same handle and everything like that. He also posts a bunch of cool dogs, just absolutely aura farming in this picture right here. Incredible. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for inviting me on the show. Like we talked a bit before the show, as I said, first podcast appearance ever. So I'm excited. It's just cool to be able to talk about stuff with American gun owners. It's not every day that I get to do this. So thanks for inviting me. It's really great.
Of course, and I'm sure it won't be the last. He's a rising star. Everyone check him out. You've been gaining followers super fast, and rightfully, you post a ton of cool, fun content. Recently, you had the I believe it was the K31. You posted that our friend Max posted that blew up. You can smoke out of the barrel actually.
Exactly. The snuff machine. It's a K31 converted to snuff. You passed it.
I passed it. Okay.
Just scroll a bit.
Is it here?
Right, this one. Yeah, this one. Basically, they took. I talked to the people that made this actually. And they take old K31 that are kind of cooked. The barrels are like shot out. They're not in great shape. And they cut the barrel off. They kind of drill the chamber so that it can't be used to shoot a live round anymore. And the red end piece is actually made by B&T, the gun manufacturer.
Yeah.
It's like all the cool Swiss guns. That piece is made by B&T, and basically it's linked to the firing pin. You cock the gun, you put some snuff tobacco in it, and put it on your nose, pull the trigger, and there you go.
That is so awesome.
That thing is awesome. Yeah, I'm going to the Lucerne Gun Show end of March. If it's still there, might grab it.
And so what is the, going to jump around here a little bit because we're already on the gun show. What is the Swiss Gun Show experience like? Like, what is the size of it? How many booths are there?
So it's really different from from what I understand, it's kind of different from US gun shows. First of all, we have way less gun shows than in the US because Switzerland is like a small country.
Mm-hmm.
For those that don't know, if my memory is correct, Switzerland is, you could fit 17 Switzerland into Texas, basically. So it's a small country, So we have two big gun shows in Switzerland. You have one end of November in Lausanne, in the French-speaking part of Switzerland. And you have the one in Lucerne, which is around end of March, beginning of April. And these are the two big ones. I think Lucerne is a bit bigger than Lausanne, but we're talking about like 80 booths or something. And it's a mix of professionals, so gun stores that want to show up and show what they have for sale. But you also have like some private sellers or collectors or like associations that want to show or sell stuff, because it's not only selling stuff at Swiss gun shows. You also have often you have exhibitions, that kind of things, but they're small events. The Lausanne Gun Show, I'd say in an afternoon you can basically see everything. So they're kind of small, but these are the two big ones. And you also have like private gun shows. If you're a member of a collectors association, sometimes they organize like private shows for the members, and that's where you find the good deals.
Oh yeah,
because it's from collector to collector, so you can kind of get good deals and everything. So, but these are private. They're kind of smaller events, like very small. So yeah, the gun show culture is it's kind of small in Switzerland. The two big ones are kind of known from the public. every year there's like an article in a journal or something about the Lausanne Gun Show, the Lucerne Gun Show, to say, this is the media be like, there's this gun show, they sold guns, whatever. Every year they make a small article. But I've seen videos of gun shows in the US that were like just like gun shows in Texas that were just massive. So many sellers and so much stuff. It takes an entire day to go through it. It's not like this in Switzerland.
Yeah, and I'm in a like free, quote unquote, free state with large gun shows, and that's how it is legitimately. They have 2-day passes because oftentimes it takes 2 days to go through full of everything. It's crazy.
I believe you.
What are the purchase rules? So like for us, we can literally, like depending on what state you're in, obviously, buy at a gun show and take it home that day. We don't have to ship it to an FFL or anything. What are the rules as far as like purchasing at a Swiss gun show?
So the Swiss Gun Show, you abide by the rules of purchasing a firearm in general in Switzerland. So even if it's a private seller, you go by. There are no. I know that in the US, in some states, if you go to correct me if I say something stupid here.
No, you're good. You're good.
But if you go to like an FFL, you will have to fill like form, what is that, 4473 or something like this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
With a background check and everything. If it's a private seller in some state, you can buy without all of that. Like it's a private sale.
Yes, correct.
You're free. In Switzerland, if you buy from a private seller or from a gun store, it goes through the same paperwork, the same procedures. You can't just say, it's a private sale, so I don't have to do anything. That's not how it works. So if you want to buy something so I made an entire video on how that works. Guys, if you check the podcast, check my channel. I made an entire video on how to purchase guns in Switzerland. But you need a purchasing permit for some things, and you can buy some guns that day, leave it with you this day, depending on what gun it is. I could go talk about this for an hour. I will make it very short. Guns like bolt action guns for hunting, double barrel hunting shotguns in 12 gauge, bolt action 22s for plinking. This is what we called a contract. So basically, you prove to the seller that you're not like a felon, or you show up with a copy of your criminal record. You can order that online for, 17 Swiss francs. It's really cheap. And you make a contract with the seller and you that says, I bought this gun from that guy. This is a serial number. And the seller sends the copy of the contract to the firearm office of the buyer. So if I buy a gun from the guy in Zurich, he will send the contract to the firearm office in Wallis, is the canton where I live in. And that's kind of how it works to declare firearm purchases.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
If it's a firearm that you need a permit in advance to buy, like semi-automatic guns, that kind of stuff, you just make the permit in advance. When I go to a gun show, 3 weeks beforehand, I apply for the permit with the local police. It takes a week and a half to show up at my door. And if I find something at the show, I just give him my paperwork and we sign it and everything's fine. Or you have the third option. You buy it on the spot and you say, okay, I'm going to do the paperwork. And once you've done the paperwork, the guy ships it to you or to your local gun store and you're clear.
Awesome. And yeah, everyone go check out that video. I've got it pulled up here. He's got a ton of cool videos.
Yeah, I go into all in the latest video I did on Swiss Gun Laws, I kind of go into all the details because there's a few variants of permits to get firearms. So go check this out. I go into all the detail.
Absolutely. And I will say too, like people, if you have questions, like tag him, reach out, like you're always happy to talk about it, answer questions or anything of that nature.
My DMs on X are open, by the way. So if you have a question on that, send me a DM. I might answer you in an hour. I might answer you next week. I will answer you.
And so I know you mentioned briefly finding deals. You are the auction king. A lot of people think, particularly in the US, that like, oh, every gun you buy costs thousands of dollars. It's impossible to purchase them. And you prove that wrong frequently. So how do you attack getting guns at such cheap prices? Are there things you look for, or do you just scroll?
So you have a few ways to find deals. First of all, I like old guns that no one else.
that is a great way to get cheap guns as old guns.
That kind of helps. That kind of helps. We can get any kind of guns we want in Switzerland. We can import firearms from overseas if we want. We can import machine guns from other countries if we want. It's all a question of paperwork. But finding deals is, you gotta keep your eyes open on the group chats, like forums, because you have the gun stores, but in Switzerland, gun stores, they're either focused on selling you new stuff, which is gonna be market price, like I don't know, like a Schmeisser AR-15, which is a German-made AR-15, is gonna be the price that you find in Europe for that gun. You're not gonna get a deal at a gun store for this. But you have some group chats on Telegram. You have some forums online, and if you kind of ask around and you ping around, you can always find good deals. You also have, as I mentioned, like private collectors group. It's kind of a pain to get in sometimes into these groups, but once you're in, it's great. You get great deals. I went to one of these shows, like I think last, maybe it was last September or August, and I found like some cheap 22 bolt actions for $25. So, just on the table, and you can feel that the guy just wants to get rid of it. He's like, I have too many of these, like, please, for the love of God, buy them from me. And you have gun auctions as well. And if you're lucky, you get awesome deals on these auctions in Switzerland.
And that's what you posting about it seems like is a lot of it is right, like the right timing. So knowing when the auction ends, things like that, and being lucky. And you mentioned like liking ridiculous guns that other people don't want. It helps for sure.
That's my specialty. So we're not live, right? So I can show guns on this.
Yeah, we aren't live. Yeah, you can show. Well, and you tagged Ivan the other day. You got a shotgun that for a great deal.
So I don't have the shotgun yet because I have to do the paperwork for it. I got the bill to pay the shotgun like this morning. But if I have I think I have an auction gun somewhere. Oh yeah, these people will love. This is a really odd one. Okay, so I got this at auction a year ago or so. Sorry for the blur.
No, you're okay.
It's a single shot, 22 long gun. And do you know the Hitchhiker?
Yes, yeah, from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, this is the OG Hitchhiker. It's not open bolt, but it's a single shot, semi-automatic.
That is so awesome.
You put a cartridge in the chamber when the bolt is at the rear, then you press the release button and the bolt will go forward, you shoot, it will go back to the rear, eject the spent case, and you can put another one in, rinse and repeat until you're tired.
That is awesome. That's so fun.
I got this in France. These go for hundreds of euros because they're really neat. They're super accurate. They're very, very well built. And at auction last year, I think I paid $60 for it.
Oh,
because I was the only one on it.
You can't beat because that.
You have to know what it is, and most people in Switzerland, they're not looking for these kind of guns. but I am. So that's how I got such great deals on them.
That's such a fun gun, and many people like taking hitchhikers to teach people how to shoot guns. How does letting other people shoot your guns work in Switzerland? Is it like you can let them, or they have to sign something? Or...
So basically, if you're at the range with them, to go for it. Like as long as the owner of the gun is on the premises and can like check that everything's fine. He has to be around. It's fine. You cannot loan guns. So basically, okay. There's two systems. We have a simplified system for the youth. If you're like a kid and you're like 13, your dad can literally sign a paper, send it to the firearm office. He has 30 days. He has a month to do it. He can sign the paper, give his full auto Sturmgewehr 90 to his kid, and his kid can go to the range and shoot with it. That's kind of a twist in the law for kids, because we have a big culture of youth shooters. If you're an adult, it's a bit more complicated. You can just loan a gun from a friend. You have basically, if you want to take the gun from a friend to the range without the owner, you have to go through the same paperwork as if you were buying it. So that's kind of a loaning guns is not really a thing, but sharing guns, so like at the range, happens all the time. I shoot other people's gun all the time. Every time I go to the range, there's always someone that has something cool, and you go and you're like, oh, that's neat. Like I've never seen that, or I've never shot that. Can I like put a few rounds through it? Most of the times it works.
That's awesome. And that's really similar to how it is here. Like often there's a large hunting culture here. So when you go to like a range, it's often like hunters and things of that nature. They love seeing the 3D printed guns. They're like, oh, wow, I'd love to shoot that. It's super cool that you are able to shoot, because I think a lot of people are under the impression like you can't even look at each other's guns. But there is actually a culture around it. Is there much like chatting and like sharing guns or at the range?
Oh yeah. Well, again, there's kind of the two universes. You have the 300 meters military shooting kind of scene. People showing up to shoot their military shoot rifles at 300, or the pistol at 25 and 50. And then you have like the people that collect guns or are into dynamic shooting that go to other ranges. And I do both, and in both it's always you spend more time talking than you spend shooting.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The gun club I'm a member of, I go to most often. Sometimes I go there for an afternoon, and I end up shooting maybe an hour, and then we just hang around, chat, talk about the guns that are on the table. We go grab a drink. Yeah, but I would say it really depends on. Okay, some clubs are kind of more old school, so that might be a bit more difficult to get in and to have a good time. But if you find the right club with people that are kind of the same mindset as you, you spend a lot of time talking. And even at private ranges, like indoor commercial ranges, you always find people that are interested in shooting your guns, or people that are okay with you shooting their guns. The amount of time I loan my Uzi to some guy because I was like, oh, that's an Uzi, I never seen one, that's really cool. And I'm like, yeah, there you go. Shoot a mag. Like,
yeah.
It's not like 9mm isn't expensive. You can mag them 25 rounds. I don't care.
Yeah, and
go for it.
That's talking with gun owners on here, and for me personally as well. That's one of the most rewarding experiences, is loaning someone a gun that they haven't shot before, or getting them to they ask to shoot it, and that's like, of course you can shoot it, right? I'd love for you to shoot it.
Yeah.
And
why not?
I think that's like a misconception about guns in general from people who necessarily aren't around them or don't know much about guns is that gun people are scary or they won't share or won't talk to you. And in fact, it's the exact opposite. If you approach a gun person at the wrong time, they will talk your ear off. They will not stop talking.
That's true. So don't start me on the history of the Thompson 1928 and attack in Tokugawa on that. But I have a great story on people that realize that guns and gun owners are fine. I think it was maybe 2 years ago, I managed to get my mom at the range. And my mom is really anti-gun, always has been. She doesn't understand why you would want one. She doesn't understand collecting. But my brother, he wanted to go to the range for his birthday. He wanted to let's go to the range and then we go something to eat, and that would be a great birthday present.
Perfect birthday.
If I get to go to the range with my brother, I'm always happy to do it. And we managed to get my mom to come. She was kind of apprehensive at first, kind of scared off, lots of noise, guns. She's not used to this kind of scene. But I started her off on a single shot 22, really the simplest thing you can imagine. Bolt action, single shot 22, no magazine, nothing. And she loved it. She hated the semi-automatic handgun because it's too much recoil. It's not her thing. But I think she spent 30 minutes just going at the 22, one round at a time. And she really enjoyed it at the end. And she realized that at the range, she had this idea in her mind that it's just a bunch of old dudes, scary old dudes, right-wing Nazis or whatever, I don't know. This idea of the typical gun owner. And she was surprised. There were, the age was average, maybe 35, 40. Kids around, women. We went for a drink at the range afterwards. It was super friendly. She loved she might not have enjoyed shooting all that much except for the 22, but everything that went around, going for a drink, meeting the people, seeing how friendly it was, I think it kind of changed her mind a bit on that. And it was a really nice evening. I love seeing my mom shooting 22. It's really fun.
That's awesome. And we mentioned that briefly. It's a great weapon to start people on, if they've never shot before. And it's seriously seeing that joy and seeing them enjoy it. My skin is tingling right now. That's so awesome for you, man. I'm so happy you gotta experience that. And I'm sure
I always bring a 22 to the range. Always. Even if I'm going to the range to do drills with my AK, I take a 22 with me just in case.
No, definitely.
For a beginner or just for me, finishing my shooting session with 20 rounds of 22 just to hang out. Yeah. I can do that every day if you want.
And there's this idea that, and we talk about this frequently as well with guests, that as you progress, it's like a progression system or a gateway drug type of deal where you may start with 22 and it's now you only shoot 5.56 or 7.62, and it's in reality, people that enjoy shoot 22 frequently. Plinking is one of the most fun little activities. It's freeing in the mind.
I agree. I shoot more 22 than anything else.
And cost efficient, right?
That's just what I love my AK. And I love my 12 gauge and my K31s and whatever. But at the end of the day, when I'm done with the range session and you count the amount of rounds I've shot more 22. Because I always come back to that.
And so going to ranges, what does the cost of ranges look like? Do you pay by the hour, or do you have to be part of a gun club, or how does it work?
That really depends. So you have the classic military affiliated ranges, and you join the shooting club and you can go to the training and enjoy the 300 meter range, the 25 meter pistol range, the 50 meter 22 rimfire range. But you have to join the club usually. Some clubs they allow like just showing up and you pay a small fee to participate. Again, I don't know all the ranges in Switzerland, so I'm just going to give my experience. The clubs I'm a member of, it's a nice range, 15-minute drives, 20 from here. There's a 300, a 50 and a 25, and another 50 that's something else. And basically, if you're a member, you can just show when it's open and you don't pay, and you're talking about like what, 150, 200 a year?
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, that's really cheap. And then you pay a little bit more if you want to have the Swiss Shooting Federation license to participate into competitions. But we're talking about like 20 Swiss francs. So that's like Switzerland. 20 Swiss francs is pocket money. So that's kind of cheap. But most of these ranges, they won't allow you to shoot whatever you want. You have to stay in the rules of the Swiss Shooting Federation and everything. So that's kind of complicated.
And so I'm interested in the length. So you mentioned 300 meters, correct?
Yeah.
So in the U.S., and I'm in like a very free gun state, most of our ranges max out at 100 meters. And so like that is, unfortunately, like that, the length is super cool. It's awesome that you get to go out that far.
300 is a standard military range to shoot with rifles.
That's sick.
All the military ranges, apart from a few exceptions for long range or what we call caddy box, which are like dynamic shooting areas, it's 300 meters. Recruits and soldiers, they qualify at 300. That's how it is. And you have 300 meters ranges everywhere in Switzerland, like everywhere. And sometimes like hidden in some places, like tiny ranges that have like maybe 3 lanes, but you have tons of them. In most places in Switzerland, you have one in walking distance.
That is awesome. Yeah. And even though it is small, Switzerland is in the top 3 to 4 globally in civilian guns per capita. And you mentioned your gun club.
4 or 5.
Yeah, it's very high. And so your gun club, you mentioned it's more of a cultural, social thing almost. You have barbecue, you hang out.
We have events, you hang out. Lots of clubs have, as we call it in French, buvette. Which is like a small bar inside the shooting range.
That is awesome.
You go, you do your training session, and then you go have a beer with the other members. That's just how it works here.
That's so sick. That's awesome. And I think things like that are how the gun community grows, right? You mentioned your mom seeing like a welcoming environment, seeing places where people are relaxing, getting to know each other, and spending time together, talking about guns is so important to growing and creating more gun owners because you see these places as welcoming and fun.
Yeah, and it's starting to change a bit in Switzerland. I've noticed since a few years, the old guard is kind of going away, and they were really gatekeeping. Like they weren't like, no, we don't want too many new members, and we don't know you, we don't like you, but they're kind of going away. And there's this new generation of gun owners in Switzerland. They still like the traditional 300-meter shooting. They still like the Swiss Shooting Federation events, but they also want to shoot for fun. They want to own an AR-15. They want to go shoot with their Glocks. They want to shoot like cool, different stuff. And this is really starting to grow in Switzerland. I can see it at gun shows. The average age at the gun show is not the same now than it was like 5 or 6 years ago. It's getting younger because they're getting more interested, and they're not like denigrating like the traditional shooting, but they just think that they're kind of complementary. You can enjoy your military style shooting at 300 meters with your Sturmgewehr 90, But you can go also to a private range, commercial range indoors, and mag dump your AR-15 until it's smoking hot. Like, you can do both, and it's fine.
Well, you mentioned your mom was surprised by how young the crowd was at the gun range.
No.
And
It's starting to change.
and
It is.
that is awesome. I do want to ask about gun range rules. So, is mag dumping allowed? So, in many commercial ranges in the U.S., mag dumping is not allowed. Is it allowed in Switzerland?
Depends on the range.
Depends on the range, yeah.
I'm lucky because the ranges I go to, like I'm in a club that has an outdoor range at 50 meters, and we're kind of free to do whatever we want, as long as the bullets are in the backstop. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. And there's a commercial range, 10-minute drives from where I live, where you can mag dump to your heart's content, as long as it's you don't put it in the ceiling. You can draw from the holster if you want. You can drop your gun off its sling to do transitions. They don't care as long as you're doing it safely and the bullets are in the at the rear. They're not on the side in the table.
They're going the right direction, yeah.
They're going the right direction. And then you have other commercial ranges that are no mag dumping, no fast fire, no drawing from the holster. Like, it really depends. But I'm lucky because I live in a place where I have ranges where rules are kind of loose and modern, and as long as you're not an idiot, they will let you do whatever you want. Basically, even shoot 50 cal if you want.
And that's awesome, and I think that's a key to getting new gun owners as well, is having spaces where they're not chided or harassed for making a mistake or shooting too fast. There's this FUD culture, and it does permeate a lot of gun stores in the U.S. And a lot of ranges where they shame new people, and I feel like the more relaxed ranges are just better learning environments for people who want to learn and shoot, because it's approached from a learning standpoint and not a don't do this standpoint, not a never do this type of deal. Often politics aren't discussed at ranges here, rarely ever, but in gun stores, are there like political signs and things of that nature?
Well, I've been to quite a few gun stores, but it's usually kind of tame. I've been to a few that kind of try to emulate the US gun owner cringe, with a cringe t-shirt that say, "Oh, I'm a gun owner, are you offended by this?" That kind of cringe bullshit. But in general, no, that it's not my experience, because you have kind of the gun stores that are more oriented towards fun shooting, and you have gun stores that are more like hunting stores. But politics, like, they're gun owners, so their politics at the shop is we're pro guns, basically. But you won't see I've seen pictures of US gun stores that have like Trump signs.
Oh yeah,
or that kind of thing. That's not really what that we have some in Switzerland. I know of a website. I won't mention it because the owners are kind of cool, but they're kind of cringe. But I kind of like these guys, but they're kind of cringe.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this no socialist party everywhere on their website with big banners and everything. That's not what I'm here for on the website, dude. Like, okay, think whatever you want, and I might just agree with you. I just don't want to see that on your website. I'm here to buy ammo, but whatever.
Yeah, no.
But no, in general, like, politics is kind of kept to the side. You will see a lot of ads for Protel, which is our gun lobby in Switzerland. You can see it as the NRA, but less cringe.
Oh, nice. And it's really a juxtaposition, because I don't want to say every gun store because it's not every gun store, but I'd say upwards of 80 to 90% in the U.S. have Trump memorabilia inside. My wife was horrified. I took her to one and I hadn't been there before, and they had a little Trump statue at the checkout area, and you signed with the Trump pin. You signed your form with the Trump pin, and she was like,
that's no, you don't have that in Switzerland.
that is awesome because it's so.
They're not gonna force you into a political party. They're here to sell you guns and ammo, and do it like in the rules of the law, and that's it.
And I really,
I think I'd like to compare like gun stores in the US to like a car salesman. Like, you need to register your car and to have a driver's license, and the car salesman is gonna make sure you have the proper paper to buy the car and put it on the road. Same thing with the gun salesman. He's gonna be like, do you have the proper permits? And are you a felon? And are you a retard?
yeah.
And and basically that's it. I never had like politics forced on me at a gun store or at a gun show, for that matter. Gun shows in Switzerland, they're super friendly. You can go with your kids, your family, and everything, and it's not gonna have like massive like. Vote for this party, otherwise you're like a traitor to the cause or whatever. Nah, that's not the vibe. Absolutely, it's really different in Switzerland.
That is awesome, and I'm glad you mentioned gun shows because I didn't bring this up at the time, but talk about politicized. It's even worse. I'd say of the large space, like it's my states is where they host like the fair, like the state fair, and so it's a huge arena full of stuff and. I'd say probably 20% of it is Trump shirts, Reagan shirts, that type of stuff.
Why?
Absolutely, why? It's so cringe. And I really think you mentioned like the young people coming in, and I mean, gun ownership is also growing in the U.S., but I think that type of politics turns off young people. Like I think people want to go and just buy a gun or learn about a gun, and it's like. I don't mind if someone's wearing a hat or wearing a shirt that like, okay, that's your own thing. But like selling that stuff at a gun store or at a gun show is just so weird to me.
Yeah, to me, it's kind of strange. Like everyone else, I have my personal politics. I have my opinions on it. But when I go to the gun store, I just want to talk to the guy about guns. I want to ask him what 22 he has available. I want to ask him like, hey, what's that neat thing on the wall? That looks really cool. That's what I want to talk about. I don't want to show up and him putting like a petition in my face, like, sign this for this totally irrelevant political thing. Dude, I don't care.
No, it's exactly.
It's not that I don't care. I might care, but not in this context.
No,
and that's not what I'm here for. I don't go to the grocery store to have the cashier tell me to vote for that party. Like, I would slap the fuck out of him. Like, no, shut up.
It's exactly. I'm glad you mentioned the grocery store. It's like going and buying fruit, and at the fruit they're like, okay, here's this info about this political candidate, and it's I'm here for fruit.
Sell me the fruit. Let me get out.
Yeah, exactly. One of my favorite types of posts recently is Americans trying to dunk on you around Swiss misconceptions of gun laws. Mm-hmm. And why do you think there are so many misconceptions around Swiss gun laws? Is it just the media or?
I think it's a few things. First of all, a lot of info about Swiss laws is just outdated, typically. One example I can bring is, they keep their guns at home and they keep ammunitions. That was true until 2007, and then it ended due to like people using military issued ammo to,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say the words because YouTube, but and they decided to remove what we call Taschenmunition, which is pocket ammo. Basically, you would go home for the weekend or between your military service repeat course at home with your gun and a sealed can of ammo. It wasn't like cardboard, like it was sealed, like you had to open it like a can of meat, basically. And you had like, I don't know, like 60 rounds or something. Like it wasn't that big. It's a small amount of ammo. And the idea behind this was, in case of emergency, and you were called to action, like for a real event, like we're being invaded by Austria or something.
Yeah.
Let's go with something ridiculous. You would open the can of ammo, feed your rifle, and that was the ammo you could potentially use to defend yourself or someone else until you join your rally point. And at that point, you would be issued like more magazines, more ammo, and everything. They decided to remove it in 2007, but the notion that Swiss soldiers go at home with ammo is not true anymore. And you don't even have to go home with the rifle anymore, because if you don't have the ammo, well, why go with the rifle? So you can. If you want to take your military issued Sturmgewehr 90 home between service, nothing's stopping you. If you want to leave it at the armory between service, you can also do that. So it's not really mandatory, and you don't even have to buy it back after your service anymore. If you just want to, you're done with your military service and you think that you don't want to keep the rifle, give it back to the military, and they will give you this. They will give this rifle to the next recruit. I think that's the biggest thing that people get wrong. And also that they think that Swiss gun ownership is only because of the military and not because of private ownership.
I was going to mention that you never served in the military, correct?
I served 1 week.
Okay.
It's a long story. Maybe you'll invite me back into the podcast for that story, but it's a long story. I served 1 week. I got wounded. It got pretty bad, and I ended up not serving at all.
But you don't have to serve.
Bad moment in my life, but yeah.
Oh, hey, that sounds rough, man. But you don't have to serve in the military to own a gun, right? Like, I think people think that about European countries.
I own plenty of guns, from 22 single shots to deactivated machine guns with like 40 round magazines and suppressors. So that has nothing to do with military service whatsoever.
Have you had?
Because if it was linked to military service, most women couldn't own guns. So, and maybe you know the channel Bloke on the Range.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine, and he's an immigrant in Switzerland. He recently got Swiss citizenship. He never served in the military. He owns tons of guns. He owns machine guns. So, yeah, nothing to do with your service.
And I've got this thumbnail pulled up, Sterling versus Uzi, and On the Range with Bloke on the Range. You guys do a ton of stuff together, videos. I suggest go following him as well.
Sure. Do that, guys. Go check the podcast. Subscribe to Bloke. Amazing content. If you're a gun nerd and you like nerdy stuff, subscribe to him.
And follow him on Twitter. He's constantly posting super cool, obscure gun stuff. Very fun follow. Now, people often insult you. Have you got some of your, what are some of your favorite insults? I've got one here from the other day. It's very recent, but this person said, hopefully you ND into your nutsack soon and finally shut the fuck up about Swiss gun laws.
I remember that guy. I don't know. He got angry at me because I think in his head, I was saying stuff that I wasn't. Because someone was answering to a politician in the US about gun control, and that guy answered something and he mentioned Switzerland and he was wrong. So I corrected that guy, not the original post of the US politician, because that post never mentioned Switzerland at all. So I don't care. Like, that's not my fight. I just corrected something that was dumb on Swiss law. And this guy came into my mentions like, don't give ammo to people that want to restrict gun ownership and whatever. And he started schizo posting about it. I was like, I just corrected someone on Swiss law. At no point did I say that we should restrict firearms or have more laws, or you say something that's not a fact, and I tell you that's wrong, this is a fact. And he went ballistics on me and started insulting me, and I don't know, kind of weird. But that's X, that's Twitter for you. Like, you're bound to see some schizo posting at some point.
No, definitely. And people do often get mad when you correct them. They're like, oh, well, fuck you. When you're like, okay, no, this isn't how Swiss gun laws work. I'm literally a Swiss. Here's a video of me with a gun. And they're like, fuck you, that's AI.
they love to move the goalpost. That's the most typical one I have. People will say, oh, in Switzerland, you can't have ammo at home, which is wrong. Like, I have like a box of 2009mm like sitting right there, and people say, oh, you can't have an ammo at home, and I'm like, no, this is the ammo, I own it. Here is the text of the law that says if you're allowed to own a gun, you're allowed to own and possess ammo. That's all the law says. And for sure, someone in the comments will be like, yeah, but do you have the right to carry though? No, we don't. And that's not something I'm trying to hide. We don't have the universal right to carry a gun. That was taken in 1999. But that wasn't the subject. The subject was, can you own ammo? Yes, I can. And I can have loaded guns in my home. I just can't carry that gun with me. And personal opinion, I think I should, because if we can have 60-year-old Karens driving 600 horsepower SUVs on the highway, I think the state should trust me with a Glock, but that's another discussion. But yeah, they love to move the goalposts. Like, but you can carry comes all the time.
Well, and you also can't in many U.S. states at this point. I think of a story in California. One guy was at dinner and he stretched and his shirt lifted up and somebody thought they saw something under his waistband. So now he's in jail and a felon because he had a gun. He was carrying a gun. And
he was?
Yeah, he was carrying a gun.
Oh, damn.
And it's like, man, like the idea that there's this universal U.S. freedom is just wrong. Like, it totally depends on what state you're in.
Depends on the state.
And I think people get confused, and you kind of briefly mentioned it, conflate Swiss gun laws with your ideal gun laws. You're not saying I don't want people to carry or I don't want people to be able to do this. You're just stating this is the fact. This is how it exists in my country.
That's just how it is. I have a lot of people that tell me, oh, he will never talk about like rights to carry in Switzerland. I have plenty of time. My answer is always the same. Since 1999, you need a permit to carry a gun, and they're only issued for a very specific reason. I will never get the right to carry a gun unless there's a change in the law. That's just how it is. We have other means of self-defense that are legal in Switzerland, like knives and pepper spray. This is legal. We don't have the right to carry. Do I wish I had the right to carry? Yeah, kinda. I think it would be cool to carry a Glock in my pants. Sue me. But yeah, that's just how it is. But Switzerland is also a very safe country. So all in all, do I think we should have the right to carry back? Probably, because I believe that in Switzerland, respect between the state and its citizens should go both ways. But that's another political discussion. Do I feel unsafe because I'm not carrying a gun every day? No, not at all. Like, apart from a few times in my life, I've never really felt unsafe in the streets or in the train or public transport or whatever. So even if I had the right to carry a gun, I would carry it maybe 25% of the time at most.
Do you see that with the young blood coming into into the gun culture and potentially into politics. Do you see that changing? Do you think in the future Switzerland could bring back carry potentially?
Potentially, because I see a lot of, like, as you said, young blood that are really into like guns, into personal responsibility, protecting you and others. The problem is these people, they're often kind of individualists and they don't want to get into politics. And if you don't get into politics, it's not going to change. And that's not a judgment on my part because I'm not into politics either. Like, I don't want to get into that whole thing. And I know it's kind of hypocritical from me. Maybe I should get into politics to get that change, but it's not like, contrary to the US, guns is not that hot issue at all time. Like, guns are never like mentioned. Also, in the US, every week you have something about guns, from whatever state, whatever politicians. In Switzerland, it's kind of like we have laws in place, kind of work. Like, who cares? And it's not talked about that much.
Yeah, and it is so different because here it's not only do individual states have their own laws, sometimes individual cities in their states have their own laws. Mm-hmm. And often they're like trying to ban redundant things, politicians not understanding what they're even talking about or doing. And that is part of the reason I feel like we've not really gained as much ground in the US on guns, is because it's more of a hot topic and there's not actual discussion being had about it. It's generally one side, liberals, but often Republicans as well, saying you don't deserve them, you don't need them, you shouldn't have them, that type of thing. And it's really just trying to organize and push back against that at so many different levels in so many different states. And it's
a constant fight in the US.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's kind of all bullshit, which brings me to, isn't really all this gun shit bullshit? So we're going to talk about some dogs, because that's what actually rocks.
Let's talk about dogs.
Dogs rock. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I've seen this picture before.
A very famous picture. We've got Muckluck with the M1919. Just an absolute good boy. Very beautiful boy. Carrying it proudly. Great picture. That's awesome. Out of 5 barks, what do you give this picture?
6.
6 barks. That's fair. That's more than fair.
After 6, man. After 6, yeah.
We've got
this one's a classic as well.
Another classic with the boots on.
German dogs, boots, gun, bayonet, and the grenade.
The grenade in the mouth.
Yeah.
Dudes actually rock.
Not sure if you've seen this one on my X account, but I have a picture of one of my dogs lying down on a USAS 12.
Here, let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if you go onto the search bar and you type, in my account, and you check, let them inside. Like, I think the tweet was, if you're cold, they're cold, let them inside. Something like this. First check. Yeah, there you go. That's one of my dogs lying down on the USAS 12.
That's awesome. What a sweetie. What a sweetie. And just beautiful. Your dogs are beautiful, by the way. We'll get to them after we close this out. We've got another one, a Soviet dog with holding the AK in Afghanistan. Pulled it from Reddit, and he's got the binoculars.
The hat and everything.
The hat is super huge. I love the hat. Very fun. This one, another famous one though, Mark, a great dog.
Oh
man.
yeah, this one is famous. Yeah,
it's so cool seeing the Bren in action and thinking like people are using this to say like defend them their lives.
So, just dropping like a teaser or whatever you're talking about the brand. Might be content on my channel.
Oh, Bren enjoyers, watch out!
Coming soon. Not my brand, but a brand. Might come in the channel soon.
Oh, great teaser. And we'll finish it off here. We've got the another Soviet military dog. I'm just realizing this is perfect dog sized. This is like perfectly sized. The tongue hanging out, an absolute classic dog face.
Dogs are perfect for like crew served guns. I'm thinking that perfectly sized for it.
Perfect. And more into your dog. If anyone wants just for the dog post, you post maybe more about dogs than you do guns. Tons of dogs.
Depend on the vibe of the moment. Yeah,
for sure. Beautiful doggies. So sweet.
So yeah, that's Jorun. She's a 3-year-old something wolf dog, 17% wolf. And actually, like, maybe you've followed on my account, but I had a Bernese mountain dog, and he left me in October due to cancer. That's the one. This is a threat. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he wasn't really holding guns, but that was my Bernese mountain dog.
and here as well, correct?
Yeah, that's him. That's Nikki. That was my Bernese mountain dog. Best dog ever. Left us 2nd of October, and amazing dog. But the 3 others, they're officially by law, like, because they're registered. They are my wife's dogs because she started a breeding business a year or so ago. And so that's Jorun, the one you showed, 3 something, and that's Vi. And Vi is Jorun's baby. She had 8 puppies, and we decided to keep one. We got them. So Jorun is a Northern Inuit, 17% wolf, and the dad is an old breed German Shepherd.
Oh, awesome!
So German Shepherd, but with the long hair and everything, because we wanted to reduce the amount of wolf to make the behavior kind of nicer. Because Jorun is a strong-headed, easy dog, and that's one of the puppies as well.
Tons of puppies, and so your wife does the breeding. You'll be posting more puppies in the future, then, yeah.
So that's kind of her business, but I help.
Okay.
So obviously I help. That's still Jorun because she's a massive goofball. And maybe you have pictures of Grisha that are coming. This one. No, the one on the right. That's Grisha. Yeah, that's a small one. She's like 2.5 years old now. We got her in England, and she's like 12% wolf. She's a bit of a scaredy cat, but she's really cute. She's really beautiful. If you close this picture, and you have the one, this one, the one you're on, oh, wait, that's not the one, and you were on it. This scroll to the right with the arrow on the right. Wait, you have the one with me and the AK and the Bernese mountain dog.
Oh, yeah.
The one on the left. Okay, that was Nikki, and this one, that's Grisha. She's way smaller than the other ones, but she's really cute. She has amazing eyes, and hopefully we'll get puppies with her this summer, if everything goes right.
Awesome! That's so awesome. Awesome.
My wife really converted me to dogs. I wasn't a dog guy when I met my wife, because in my family we never really had dogs or animals, for that matter. But yeah, she really converted me, and I realized how awesome dogs are. And now we had 4, now we have 3 of them, maybe more in the future. And I will keep posting more dogs.
Absolutely. We'd love to see it. And go follow Eric, CEO of the Swiss. He'll post dogs. It's so fun. They're so sweet. He posts very cool guns that other people aren't posting. Just, if I was curating a timeline, it's hard to get better than dogs and guns. Right?
Yeah, that's kind of my vibes.
That is the absolute best. And I love the pictures like these where they're just taking up. You wanted to enjoy your couch.
On this picture, the one at the bottom is one of your own kids. That one of the people that adopted her often leave her dog at our house for like keeping her for the day. Basically, we watch over her during the day. She's called Skaya. She's really cute. She's beautiful. But yeah, they don't expect to keep your couch clean and free if you have wolf dog. Like,
and also hair everywhere, right? Like I'm sure hair on every piece of clothing you own.
That's something you have to live with.
Yes.
That kind of dogs.
Yes, I have.
But I love them. I wouldn't change my life in any way. I just love these dogs so much.
They are awesome. And not a wolf dog, but I had an Akita growing up, and it was one of my.
Oh, they're cute. Yeah,
they're so cute. Just so sweet, and just absolute bears. You can hug them, cuddle them. Just amazing. And any plugs, man? I appreciate you coming on. You were awesome.
Yeah,
everyone should go follow his YouTube. Eric, CEO of the Swiss, at @neutral_AF. He posts a ton of cool content. Some even shorts even. Check out the Swiss Gun Laws video. And you mentioned you had some Bryn stuff coming up, maybe?
Yeah. Among other things, Bryn stuff, suppressor content, gun shooting challenge, that kind of stuff. A lot of stuff is gonna happen around March to May. A lot of shooting, a lot of stuff happening. So between March and May, and afterwards, after I've edited everything, lots of cool stuff is gonna come out on the channel, like for sure. And potentially, like I don't want to spoil it, but maybe a shooting competition in Europe during the summer.
Ooh! So everyone be on the lookout. Go follow him on Twitter, not just for the cute puppies. He posts fun stuff as well, but the cute puppies are a big bonus. Big bonus here. Again, thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. If you're not subscribed to Lemon and to his podcast, you should too as well. Like always, help out the homies. And that was fun. Like, thanks for having me, allowing me to babble about Switzerland and guns and dogs. Like, that was awesome.